We are back. Let's move on to part 2 of the video. All right. Gnarly Seabass came in big for me, and for my birthday / Christmas, he sent me a little care package with lots of goodies. First up, even though you can't really see it very well because it's just a cartridge, we have Don King Boxing. I remember Gnarly Seabass told me he didn't even know what this game really was. He just kind of sent it because he had an extra. Um, this is a little boxing game, and it kind of gives me Punch Out vibes. You're kind of semi-transparent from what I remember, or maybe you're not. Maybe I'm full of crap. And you using the stylus, you swing your punches, and it makes for a screen scratching good time. It's not all that great. There's very limited amount of boxers. I think only a handful, and I don't know if any of them are real, but it's okay. It's a decent, interesting little time waster to see what they did. I think this game released on the Wii also. It only scored slightly better reviews, but I'm definitely now on the hunt for the box and manual for this because I need to have my DS games complete. So that's a cool little side quest for me to take on. Yeah, Don King Boxing. And the next one that came in that little care package was Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. Let me get in focus there, kind of. Yeah. This is phenomenal. I've been hunting down a copy of this, and they're relatively cheap on eBay. And I found actually numerous listings for just the case and manual that I'm definitely going to order for this game because this game deserves it. This is such a fun time. It's a DS game that I've been playing the most out of all the DS games I have so far. I already logged many hours into this. It's a fun little quirky RPG where you control Mario and Luigi. Bowser swallows you, and you control Mario and Luigi in his insides, and Bowser, you control him in the outside world, trying to get everything back to normal. Really cool. The Mario RPG elements in the combat are still there with the time button presses to defend yourself or add bonus damage to your attacks. This is really fun with great exploration, quirky humor that's made me laugh out loud a couple of times. I am really excited to own this game and I am super pumped to dive back into it. But yeah, I highly recommend Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. And next, we have Star Fox Command. Star Fox Command was housing those two little cartridges, the loose ones in here. It came complete with all the manuals and all the pamphlets. This is phenomenal. Gnarly Seabass did me a solid. I am a pretty, I'm a big fan of Star Fox. I like his games. This one is interesting because it's very difficult to control with the stylus. You kind of fly around, and I think there's a tactical edge where you set up bases or something. I don't know. I played this. I only dipped my toe into it slightly. I enjoyed what I saw. The graphics are nice, and like I said, the world of Star Fox is really neat. Um, it is fun, and I am looking forward to getting back into it and seeing if it plays more of a maybe on rail shooter like most Star Fox games. But I think this is wholly different. Let me know in the comments what you guys know of Star Fox Command. I am really pleased to have this super minty copy though, and add more games to my Star Fox collection. The next one is Bangai-O Spirits. Gnarly Seabass, if you check out his channel, featured this exact copy in his latest pickups with our cousin DJ, and this was the one he sent me from the land of Canada. So thank you so much. He said this was one of his favorite DS games. I love mechs, I love mech combat stuff, and I love shooters. So this is kind of like the perfect blend. It's very, very difficult. I got my butt handed to me numerous times. The only I don't mind the difficulty at all. The only thing I wish that it could have added was like a cool story mode. Or am I doing something wrong? Let me know if there's a cool story mode. But I really like the game. I like the aesthetics of going around and using a beam sword up close and different types of missiles that can rip through different type of enemy projectiles. Um, it's pretty in-depth combat system. How to hold down stuff to target multiple enemies at once gives me Zone of the Ender vibes. It's like a puzzle-based shooter is what I think it is. And I like the art style a lot. The little cutscenes and stuff in the training missions. But like I said, is there a story mission here or am I missing something? Let me know, guys, because I am enjoying my time with Bangai-O Spirits, even though it's kicking my ass. And it's proving to be a very, very punishing game. All right. So, Next, I'll talk about, let's see, my parents gifted me this RoboCop Rogue City. So, you've heard the reviews, you've seen the reviews about RoboCop Rogue City. I'm here to tell you that they are correct. I already beaten this game. It took about somewhere between 20 and 25 hours to beat every side mission in the main quest. This is an amazing game. It starts off a little wonky because you're just walking around, plodding around as RoboCop shooting everyone. As you upgrade more and more, and the missions get more in depth, and you take on like little duties like writing cars tickets if they're parked in front of a fire hydrant and things like that, like enforcing the law, and you get experience through that to later on be able to deflect small caliber firearms from your armor back at your enemies. It's really neat. The story's great, and the nostalgia when that song, the RoboCop theme hits in some of those missions when you're blasting everything, is just such a rush. This game is amazing, and it looks great too for a budget game. RoboCop looks fantastic himself. Some of the NPCs are a little wonky, and they suffer from something I call sausage arm-itis. Their arms look like little limpy little sausages. It's weird. It's you can't tell when they're wearing like big jackets and coats. So I recommend everyone in this game wear a big jacket and coat. But if not, you'll see what I mean. But other than that, the gore is great. RoboCop can grab dudes by the neck and launch them across the city, launch them into space if he wants to. The Auto 9 gun is so awesome. It has these great like things, interchangeable chips that you slide into the gun, and you create different like conduits to connect them to different like percentage upgrades based on different size chips. Like you need a L shaped one or a T one, things like that to link up different percentages. It's really a phenomenal game and such a surprise. Everyone would have thought, who would have thought that some dude released or a company released RoboCop game in 2023 and it was an amazing game, a sleeper hit. This is freaking phenomenal. I cannot sing enough praise to RoboCop Rogue City. You must play this if you watch the movies as a kid, especially of that. I mean, what are you waiting for? Get this game. Phenomenal. All right. Let's see. This is a big pickup for me. This is not really a gift, but I bought me a copy of Star Soldier Vanishing Earth. The only N64 game on the video, but it might be the only N64 game I need. This is such a good game. This is a shoot 'em up, and I believe the only shoot 'em up on the N64. So go figured, it has become my favorite N64 game in my collection. It is rather pricey, but I traded in some stuff to get this game, some old games and consoles, and amidst other things, get this and some other games. But this is amazing. It's a shoot 'em up with 3D based sprites, really nice effects, amazing music in my opinion. It's not amazing. Let me retract that. It's inoffensive. It's just good. It's just good. Tight gunplay, good upgrades, phenomenal bosses. You fight these giant mechs, and it's really really neat. And it turns into like a bullet hell. And the N64 controller doesn't bother me at all for it because it's just so basic. Move left and right, shoot. That's about it. And there's other mechanics to kind of make your ship volley around. I haven't figured that out yet, but I'm definitely going to go back into this. It had a save file on there when I first got it. I had to delete it to start my own. And wow, this game, actually, the original owner must have loved this game a lot because he or she put in a lot of time into it. And look it up. Look up Star Soldier Vanishing Earth. If you're a fan of shoot 'em ups and you have an N64, and this fits that bill right there. The only real shoot 'em up on the N64. Phenomenal game, and I am so glad I have it. Every time I see a copy, the label's all jacked up. This copy's really mint, and it took very minimal cleaning to get running. My favorite N64 game at the moment. All right, let's move on to the biggest pickup of this video. It's Little Red Riding Hood Zombie Barbecue by Destineer. This is a reproduction case, and I don't have the manual, but the card is there in all its glory. So I remember hearing about this game a little while ago, and I was like, man, that sounds so weird. It's like a shoot 'em up with zombies and your Little Red Riding Hood with machine guns. That sounds great. It has this rockabilly horror vibe that I really really like. I got a great deal on this. I might end up paying a little bit more later because I kind of need to print out the manual or something at least to complete this, or get a nicer repro case because this case is a little wonky. But I got a great price on the cart and this case with it. So I said, why not? I pulled the trigger. But because it was still rather expensive, I'd made my wife a deal that I will buy no games till March. So score. So yeah, this is great. I've been actually making a lot of progress. What I like about it is that while the game is rather difficult, you have unlimited lives. You can just keep continuing from the stage that you died on. Yeah, but the stage difficulty kind of skyrockets rather quickly. And these zombies come out. There's different zombies that just standard ones that charge you, ones that puke on you, others that throw skulls that explode at you. There are evil cars later that try to run you over. There's pigs with chainsaws. So it goes through like a fairy tale land. Little Red Riding Hood and Momotaro, who's just this dude, they go around and they go freeing the storylines. Like I fought a possessed Pinocchio. That was really difficult boss fight. I'm currently fighting the three little pigs. And I fought Gretel. She ate Hansel and used his leg as a club to swing it at me. And I also battled Granny. Little Red Riding Hood's Granny turned into a zombie at the end of stage one. So really fun game, and little voice snippets in the game that are really kind of quirky and they're fun. Um, is it the price of admission? Is what you guys are asking. For the price I got it, I feel very comfortable with it, especially considering that I'm enjoying it so much and it's challenging enough without being unfair and hair pullingly difficult. It's not the type of shoot 'em up that you're going to lose in stage 5 and lose all your lives and go back to stage 1 and suffer again. No. You have one big life bar. It replenishes at the end of each stage, I believe. Different weapons like a laser, a shotgun that can really help you out. You can throw grenades. It's a phenomenal game. I am so glad I have it. My understanding was that this was a budget game when it first released, and now look at it. It's ludicrously expensive. But I'm really glad I have this. This is definitely the heaviest hitter um, from this video. Now, let's wrap things up with my Christmas and birthday presents from my wife and kids. Let's start up with Contra 3, The Alien Wars. Do you believe I didn't have a copy of this game? The iconic Contra series made a great transition to the 16-bit era after multiple successful jaunts on the 8-bit NES. And this is such a good game. It really is. The shooting is tight. You can just look up. Everybody knows what Contra 3 is. I just didn't have a copy of it. And I felt very slighted by that. And this is a nice made in Japan copy, not the cheaper made in Mexico copies that came out later with the etched in label. So this is the one I wanted. This is such a good game. I can't wait to play it with my boys. And maybe my daughter would like to blast some aliens. Who knows? Maybe she would. But it's really difficult. I only make it to about the 3rd or 4th stage where these 2 giant Terminator robots kind of take turns like smacking me in the face. And it's just very, very hard. But I'm having a blast, and I'm so glad to have this essential SNES game in my collection. All right. Next up, we have Predator, Concrete Jungle, a very rare and elusive PS2 game that's skyrocketing in price from my understanding. You're the Predator in a somewhat open world and doing Predator things like skinning people alive and taking their skulls as trophies. It loosely follows the story. You're a disgraced Predator of sorts that has done some bad things, so the rest of your race abandoned you. And you have to come back and kill everyone, a bunch of mobsters and stuff. And yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, you can climb buildings and stuff. It kind of has a Rampage feel where you climb up and down buildings. You can jump super high like the Hulk. And some bloody combat ripping off people's limbs and their spines and things like that. Really neat. It's choice stuff, good for all the family to enjoy. Predator, Concrete Jungle. Next up, we have another one that's been on my list forever. This is Darkwing Duck for the NES. This is such a good game. Disney put out amazing products out on the NES, amazing games. Even The Little Mermaid was good. Chip and Dale, DuckTales. Yeah, Tailspin was whatever. But anyways, yeah, this game is great. It plays like Mega Man made by Disney. You are the titular Darkwing Duck, the terror that flaps in the night. And you take on all these bad guys from the cartoon. Once again, those '90s early Saturday morning cartoons on Disney Channel. Darkwing Duck, where it was the Quack Pack. I think was he part of the Quack Pack with Ducktales and all that stuff. I don't know, but it's a great game. It's very difficult. I'm a little rusty. My Mega Man skills are rusty, so I made it to one of the first bosses, like the Jester Duck. I forgot his name, and he kicked my butt pretty easily multiple times. But if you're even slightly curious about Darkwing Duck, um, the price is up there right now. It's really, really a tough game to come by, and I'm glad I got the Super Mint copy. I am very excited to go back into it because, as some of you may know, the Mega Man games are arguably my favorite games on the NES. So this one is creeping up there in the ranks as one of my favorites. And the last game and the last present I got for my wife and kids is Dungeons and Dragons: Shadows over Mystara. This is a Japanese copy because this was never released in the US. As you know, the PS3 is region free. And look how nice this is with all these pamphlets that I will never be able to read and this cool artwork. For those of you who may not know, what is this game exactly? This is a perfect port of both arcade games, of both Dungeons and Dragons arcade games on the PS3. I used to play the arcade games when I was a child growing up in the '90s, and I remembered how much fun they were. It just the whole feel, picking the elf, the fighter, or the cleric, and fighting through all these hordes of monsters and really neat bosses, and playing with just random strangers there, pumping in quarters into the machine. This game really takes me back, and I recently had the great joy to play it with both my sons. We hooked up 3 controllers to the PS3, and we had a blast, and we beat the game. And that's another thing. It's really friendly to newer players because there's unlimited lives, so it just kind of keep going. Um, don't worry that it's in Japanese. You don't need to know Japanese. Every now and then, a wounded soldier comes up to you and says something in Japanese. He's probably saying he needs water. And I think I picked the wrong option and walk away. I don't know. I might be doing something wrong. Maybe I'm a big jerk. But anyways, this is a great game. I'm super pumped to have it. And it's the first Japan release that I have, Japanese copy that I have. And I might open the door for me to buy more Japanese games. Like I believe Tokyo Jungle has a Korean version, maybe, that has English in it, so that might be a good way to get it physically. And the Darkstalkers collection on the PS3 is really good from what I hear. But anyways, yeah, guys, that's kind of my pickups. It's been a while. I'm gonna hold off for games for a while, thanks to Zombie Barbecue, as you may know. But I have lots of games to play. Let's talk about the surprise hit or the big, the fantastic game. I think it's really gonna be Zombie Barbecue, because oftentimes we have all these expensive games, and often you buy them and they suck, and you just put them on the shelf, and you're like, oh, I have it though. But this game is actually legitimately fun to own and play. Another hidden gem really is Dark Watch. Really check this game out, guys. It's really, really good. And for the stinker, we don't really have a stinker, really, per se. As I look through these pile of games, you know what? I'm actually going to say that the stinker is... this is easy. Captain Planet and the Planeteers. This game sucks, man. I just bought it for nostalgia, dude. But yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you were able to pick out some new games for your collection, or maybe learn about games you didn't know anything about. Feel free to leave me a comment. Any likes on the video would be cool, and I love interacting with my viewers. Thank you so much for your viewership is my #1 thing. And thank you for hearing me ramble for almost an hour about games. Thank you for watching, guys. This is Churrasco Voltorb signing out.